Well, we have lots of worries. We have lots of reason to be prepared. So why don't you get a couple of things so we're prepared so the longevity people and their friends and associates and neighbors and churchmates will survive. Obviously, we need the book God Bless America. We need the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. In between these 4 books, God Bless America, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, you'll learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. You'll learn how to deal with all kinds of trauma, chemical things, burns, wounds of all kinds, cuts, fractures, how to clean up water using even paper coffee filters, and a little bit of our colloidal silver. Many things you can do to use ditch water, after a rain and so forth, when that's all you got, but you got to treat it, of course. And then we'll teach you how to deal with alien invasions, whether from space or Europe or the Middle East or south of the border, where homegrown terrorists, of course, are now beheading people in Oklahoma. The Iranian nuclear threat, which is getting stronger and stronger and stronger here, and the Affordable Health Care Act, certainly reason and cause for concern. So what don't you do is get all the first aid stuff, the books, God Bless America, and the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and Passport to Aromatherapy, tell you to get all the first aid materials, everything from little simple things like boxes of Kleenex, Q-tips, gauze, first aid tape, and so on, so you can make your own butterfly bandages. You got to have this stuff. Even some 1x2 pieces of wood for splints and so forth for fractures. Then I want you to get a 3-month supply of Go Foods. They're non-GMO, non-MSG. They are half of them are gluten-free, and you can pick out the gluten-free ones if that's of interest to you. I like all the gluten-free ones. These are entrees and full meals and snack foods and cakes and so on. 25-year shelf life. Doesn't get better than that. Beyond Organics, I love their cheeses and, of course, all their probiotic drinks and so forth from special African cows and so on. Colloidal silver, Pure Works disinfectant spray, foam, soap, liquid soap, and also you need our laundry soap. Okay, we have powder and we have liquid laundry soaps, and then Killer Biotic, oral blend of 8 herbs that actually will support your immune system and kill. They actually have antimicrobial properties. And then, of course, in 90 for Life, you need a 3-month supply of the 90 essential nutrients for each person in the household or people who might come there if something really, really happens. Get Rebound. Have the canned Rebound, the sticks of Rebound on hand. You need some bottles of water. You need to really work at this and be prepared because something's going to happen here. Of course, the first thing that's going to happen is the Affordable Health Care Act rules are going into effect in just a couple of days, and it's going to break loose. I'm telling you, it's going to break loose because almost nobody's prepared for it, and the IRS, of course, knows the government needs money, so they're going to come after you. If you haven't crossed your T's and dotted your I's, those people who took money when they really are making too much money to be eligible for those things are going to have to give the money back. Otherwise, they're going to put liens on your house, they're going to take your checks and so forth from your work. They're going to go after you if you can't prove that you had a small income when you took those benefits, subsidies for the Affordable Health Care Act. The Affordable Health Care Act, these small businesses, a lot of them are closing down and moving out of the country. They're moving to Canada. They're moving to Malaysia. They're moving to Mexico because they cannot afford the Affordable Health Care Act. It's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be a mess in just a couple of days when that deadline hits. And so be prepared because there's going to be roving bands of people wanting to steal your food. There's people, roving bands who want to steal your kitchenware. I mean, okay? And so you got to be prepared. And so, of course, the book, God Bless America, teaches you how to fend off home invaders, how to defend yourself against muggers, how to maintain your car, how to maintain your house, how to maintain yourself. We've got to do these things. You have to teach everybody in your family how to do these things. And this is where, of course, the DVDs, the CDs, if we still have electricity, you want to be able to run those things in your car. Make sure every night before you go to bed, your tank is full. Don't go to bed with a tank with just a couple of gallons of gasoline. You want everything full every night when you go to bed. Wouldn't hurt to have some extra on hand. I'd lock it away someplace, and I wouldn't let neighbors know how much you got and where it's hidden because they will take it in an emergency when it comes down to life or death for their family. They're going to steal your gas if it's available to them, okay? And so you have to be prepared all these things. It sounds kind of like paranoia. Nope. I want you to remember the Watts riots. I want you to remember Kent State. I want you to remember all this stuff that has gone on in our recent history, protests that have gone bad, and so forth. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and who knows, we can't predict it all, but you can be prepared for all. That's the main thing. Again, I want you to get a hold of that book, God Bless America. It goes through all the preparations you need. It tells you how to deal primarily with trauma and wounds. And, of course, then the trilogy books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, tells you how to do your own laboratory test, tells you how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. And so please, please, please be prepared. Use that motto of the Boy Scouts, be prepared. By saving yourself and saving your family, your church mates, your neighbors, and your workmates, we all do that. We'll save America. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I thought we should break from our normal and do a little bit of a testimonial or a tribute to Dr. Stanley Monteith, who passed away yesterday morning at the age of 85. And, of course, he was like you. He was a trailblazer, way ahead of his time, because for decades he had a radio show all about liberty and revolutionized the liberty movement. He was, for 50 years, he was exposing the globalist agenda, and he also was one who was talking about, warning about fluoride many years ago, as well as the vaccines that the government tries to push on us, as well as the Federal Reserve currency. Was a good friend with Alex Jones, and yourself. You and him had a few debates on the radio over the years. And so, Dr. Stan, we want to just say how much he helped everybody. And, excuse me, and, he actually, he had a show called Radio Liberty, and it galvanized listeners into actively searching for the real truth and rather than accepting the false explanations of the world without question. He was doing a show for the Genesis Communications Network and syndicated on over 50 stations across the country, or across this country, and also globally. So may he rest in peace.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that up. Dr. Stan, as we affectionately called him, was definitely a mentor to Alex Jones and George Norrie and people like that. He was also one of my mentors. We had some great fun debates over subjects and learned a lot from him and used a lot of his techniques for trailblazing the freedom movements. And he covered a lot of territory. His reach covered a lot of territory, everything from politics to medicine to money, all of which are really related. And so he was a grand fellow, and I was just so happy that I've actually spent time with him over the last year at various events and so forth, and was able to sit with him at tables and chat a little bit about the great days. We knew he was in trouble with his health, but a great man, and certainly the cause of liberty, the fight for liberty in the trail, and to pursue liberty. We'll miss him, but he's left a great covey, if you will, of trainees, people who loved him, respected him, and people who he's trained and pushed in the right direction. So he will be sorely missed on one hand, but on the other hand, his offspring, if you will continue on and carry on his message. We dearly loved him.
Yeah, I didn't realize, looking at something I found online here, that he actually ran for Congress as a Republican in California in the 16th District, challenging incumbent Leon Panetta. And Panetta was actually reelected by 79% of the vote, but prior to his run for Congress, he was a longtime member of the John Birch Society and once headed the group's Santa Cruz chapter here, and he based himself out of Santa Cruz, California in the past few years. And he was also a member of Pat Robertson's Christian Coalition and a Coalition on Revival, and a 1994 piece on Christian Reconstructionism, and as well as he was also an author of several books as well. So he will be sorely missed. But I would say that if you were a fan of Dr. Monteith and you want to do something to honor his memory, then you need to carry on the fight that he was fighting for liberty, and don't stand up to these globalists that are trying to take over the planet.
Absolutely. And of course, one of the many things we agreed upon, of course, was preparedness And again, he loved the book God Bless America. He just loved the title and loved the concept of the book God Bless America, which is teaches you how to survive, how to help your family, your church mates, your community to survive. In his name, get the book God Bless America, and we get together. I'll sign it for you. I'll sign it in my name for Dr. Stan Monteith. Thank you, Doug. Great tribute. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Texas. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Anthony, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so recently, I consider myself a pretty healthy guy. I exercise every day. I try to eat right. I took a multivitamin pack. And all of a sudden, I ended up in the hospital with pancreatitis. They couldn't find any stones in my gallbladder or anywhere. MRI showed a cyst in my bile duct, but the doctor didn't believe it because my lab work didn't follow up. My billy wasn't too high, so he said it couldn't be a duct problem. So he's still running more tests trying to figure it out. He made me stop taking all supplements, put me on a bland diet, and it's been about a week now. I was just wondering if you could help me out, recommend anything.
First thing you have to do is stop listening to this guy. Okay? That's number one. When your pancreas is in trouble, you don't want to stop taking supplements. You want to really ramp up on your supplements. Your pancreas is an extremely active organ. It has two pieces, the endocrine piece, which makes the insulin in the islets of Langerhans from the beta cells, and then it has, of course, the part of the pancreas that manufactures the digestive enzymes, the pancreatic juice, okay? And so you need to take care of both of those. The pancreas requires all 90 essential nutrients. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 180.
Yeah. I would take the shortest way to say it is 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. That's going to give you 3 selenium twice a day. I'd go ahead and get another bottle of selenium so you can take 9 a day. Be able to take 1 ounce of the Osteo twice a day, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, 3 of the EFAs twice a day. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs and the 1 extra bottle of the selenium, because I want you to take 9 of the selenium a day. That's particularly useful for the pancreas. And I also want you to take the de-stress capsules, which are good for the metabolism of the pancreas. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I would also have you take the ultimate enzymes. Take 1 or 2 of those, say 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, with a couple ounces of water. And that's going to help you absorb nutrients sufficiently, digest nutrients, proteins, amino acids, and so forth, help you absorb B12, help you absorb minerals. But also, it's going to help you absorb fat-soluble vitamins because of the ox bile that's in the ultimate enzyme. So give me a call every couple of weeks, but this should turn around pretty quickly as long as you get on your supplements. Stay away from the bad stuff. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Tennessee. And Joe, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Joe, you're on the
Dr.
air.
Wallach.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Dr. Wallach?
Fine, sir. How can we help you?
All right. First of all, about 2 weeks ago, I got my wife's cousin on the Healthy Body Digestive Start Pack. She has stomach. She has peptic ulcers and acid reflux. Anyhow, when she takes the OsteoFX, it causes her stomach to burn. And I wonder what can she do to stop her stomach from burning. I told her when she started the product, she needed to go drop dead gluten-free. Mm-hmm. And but anyhow, I talked to her last night. She said she popped a couple of peppermint pills and it stopped the burning. So I know with the acid reflux, she probably got low stomach acid. But what can she do to drink the OsteoFX and not cause her stomach to burn?
Okay. Let's see. What does she weigh?
She weighs about 130.
130 pounds. Okay. Shar, this could be a Shar question. What would you do? And of course, Joe gave us a hint when he said how she got rid of her stomach burning. What would you do for this lady? She's 130 pounds, and she has reflux, obviously. She's had a history of stomach ulcers. What would you give her as a supplement program, and how would you stop the reflux?
Well, he said it himself. The peppermint stopped it, but she could take the enzymes, before she eats food.
Okay.
But then he said she's already gluten-free, so so she knows, but she's got to do that.
That's all very good. Now, hang on. We got to run with those message moments, and hang on, Joe. Char and I will be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Tennessee, and Joe. Okay, as Char said, Joe.
Yeah, you know what, Doc? What it could be he could try the Cal-Toddy. That's what I would do.
Okay, that's a good idea. Very good idea.
Something in the osteo-FX, that's bothering him.
Sure. Okay, well, that's a good idea. And so at 130 pounds, I would have this your friend's wife's cousin or whatever it is, your wife's cousin. I'd have her take, Char said, you're going to have to do this separately, so you can't get a kit this way. It'd be 1 quart of the Cal-Toddy, which is kind of a different blend of minerals and calcium. It's actually one of our original ones. I sell a lot of it. People like it. And have her take a tablespoon, which is a half ounce of the Cal-Toddy at breakfast and dinner. 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and 1 scoop at dinner. The EFA Pluses, I'd have her take 1 at breakfast, 1 at lunch, 1 at dinner. All that will give her the 90 essential nutrients. And as Char said, I'd give her the ultimate enzymes. Give her 1 or 2 of those, like 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, with a couple ounces of water. And I would also have our aromatherapy oils from Ancient Legacy, our peppermint oil, and have her put 4 drops in an 8-ounce cup of warm or hot water and sip on that through the meal. And whatever's left over by the end of the meal, let her go ahead and just slam it down. If she finishes it before the meal, get another one. Okay? Now, Char, what's the quickest you've ever seen anybody get rid of reflux and pain and belching and burping and bloating by taking the peppermint oil in a cup of hot water?
About 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And this gal been suffering with this for how many years?
12 or 15 years.
Yeah, 12 or 15 years. And just in 10 seconds, symptomatically, it was gone. Took a little while, took a couple of weeks to get it totally gone on a gluten-free diet, taking the supplements and taking the ultimate enzymes. But the Ancient Legacy peppermint oil gives you almost immediate symptom relief from bloating, burping, belching, and reflux. Very good. Now, call us every couple of weeks, Joe. Give us some kind of report on this gal. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Roseburg, Oregon. And Nick, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Nick, you're on the air.
Hey, sir, I'm quite a fan of you. Possible idiopathic gastroparesis on a 44-year-old woman, 5'6", 145. Lost some weight, obviously, because of it. Basically, for the last 5 years, we've been taking pretty much this version of the Cherry Mints and the Bone and Joint Pack 2.0. We add a little bit of iron, vanadium, strontium. We'll get some liquid amino acids and some digestive enzymes we take, because sometimes we travel a lot. It started happening, this pain in her stomach. They're thinking it's idiopathic gastroparesis. They don't know for sure, because she used to be celiac. She's not celiac anymore. The biopsies are fine. The stomach they think the stomach lining might be a little thin, but they don't think that has anything to do with it. Kidneys, pancreas shows good. Gallbladder shows good. They looked inside. They did a scope just about a week ago. They're kind of not sure what to do.
We'll stay away from them. A confused doctor is a dangerous doctor. And how much does this lady weigh?
135.
135. Okay, Char, this is a Char thing. Do you think you can get rid of celiac disease?
No, you can't get rid of it ever. You just got to always be on a gluten-free diet for the rest of your life. There's nothing they know to fix it.
Yeah, we're working on that, but to give at least symptom relief. But there's nobody knows yet what to do. But I think we'll find it here before the end of the year. That's our goal. But gastroparesis has to do with gluten intolerance, and just as soon as that gluten hits the stomach, it wants to either dump into the intestine or throw it back up, one way or the other, and causes great pain. The doctors will take out your gallbladder, and you still have the great pain. They'll take out your appendix, you still have the great pain. Is this your wife? Has she had her appendix taken out?
No, and I'm a gluten coach, sir. We're pretty militant on non-gluten, no gluten-free food. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, do you have a cat or a dog in the house?
No, sir.
Okay, good. What kind of work does your wife do?
We own senior care homes.
Okay, so she's in other people's homes.
No, it's our own home, and we have a facility. We have 2 facilities where the residents live with us.
Ah, okay. I gotcha. Very good. And do any of them eat gluten?
No, in fact, you recommended years ago. You've been making us a lot of money because no one's dying and everybody's staying healthy, and we're saving a lot of money because no one's moving out. That was under your recommendation.
Okay, good. So you know to be gluten-free in the whole facility. Very, very good.
Militant gluten-free. I mean, absolutely.
I like that word, militant. That's very good.
Yes.
Okay, so what I would do, as Shar said, I would go ahead and have her take 1 or 2 of those ultimate enzymes, 2 to 5 minutes for each meal, a couple ounces of water, get the probiotics. I like the root beer belly myself. How many of those would you have her take a day, the root beer belly, Shar?
Well, she only weighs 135. She could probably take 1 with each meal, even.
Okay, 1 with each meal. And it tastes great. Tastes like a root beer float. Kids like it. Yep. And just sometimes good bacterial help out here. And I would also, let's see here. I would also have her take, of course, the 90, appropriate for her body weight. Does she have any other issues, any high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis?
No. Now, hold on now. Now,
okay.
the original, when we first started going in, they haven't checked the spleen, sir. But her first symptom was a tenderness, a kind of a mild mass that they can't see anything, though, under her left rib. Mm-hmm. Now, her only history of problems, besides her gluten issue, which is asymptomatic now, she kind of grayed early. She had a history of constipation, but that's kind of mild out. She used to have cramps, and she had a hysterectomy in 2008. But in the last 2 months, at her age at 44, even with all the minerals that we take and the cherry mints and the high-quality food, she started getting hot flashes. I'm thinking hidden infection somewhere.
Well, she could have diverticulitis in that upper left quadrant there. This is where the transverse colon does kind of a swing upward and then drops down to the descending colon. Oftentimes, you're going to get as you say, she has a history, a little bit of constipation that goes along with a gluten intolerance. You can get a fecal ball the size of a golf ball in there, and you can feel that as a mass. And then when you go looking for it, it's not there because she's had a bowel movement. And so that would be kind of my bet, that sort of thing. It's all still dealing with, and I know you're militant, but I would still read labels, even things that say these nuts are naturally gluten-free. Read the label on the back, see if they're made on equipment that also packages wheat products, trail mix, pretzels, that kind of stuff. And, of course, when Char and I go shopping, we just read the back of the label. We spend more time reading the back of the labels than we do the front of the labels because you're always looking for that sort of indirect connection to gluten. And even things you don't suspect, like chicken rice soup. Why would you use gluten in chicken rice soup? Well, to thicken it. And even like some of these hamburger places, they treat the hamburgers like meatloaf, meatballs. People say, well, I don't eat the noodles at these spaghetti places. I just eat the meatballs. Well, the meatballs are held together with breadcrumbs and cracker crumbs. And so it's in pepperoni, it's in pastrami as a filler. It's in everything. You really got to watch it. It's in beer. It's in scotch. It's in bourbon. It's in all kinds of stuff you wouldn't even think about. Even yogurt and ice cream. You got to read labels like crazy. Okay, even how does it get in vanilla ice cream? Well, it'll say on the labels, even in Costco labels, in their Kirkland ice cream, vanilla ice cream, it says this ice cream is packaged on equipment that also packages wheat products. Say, well, we're talking about cookies and cream ice cream. Okay, you got to watch it. But it sounds like you're on the right track. Add the enzymes and let's keep going. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Washington State. And Cindy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So Cindy, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Thank you again for what you give to everyone.
Well, God bless you. How can we help you?
I have a question about my brother. He has ankylosing spondylitis. He is on Wallach medication for inflammation. He's 43 years old. He's 150 pounds. He's 5'6.5". He's never had asthma or eczema. And I do have a question that I always forget to ask. When you're giving the prescription for what we need, do we want the liquid that comes in those 90 for life, or do we want the powder? And
well, either one will work. Either one will work. Depends on your choice. I prefer the powders because I travel so much, and these TSA guys never, when they test the product, going through security, they never tighten the tops of the bottles and the liquids to get all over my clothes. I got to send my clothes to the dry cleaners every time I land the plane, and so I got to go with the powders myself, just for the sake of not having to do laundry every day.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, but one's as good as the other. Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing is, I'm telling everybody that I'm helping, no grain products and no sugar. Mm-hmm. What if somebody goes ahead and has some of that along with taking all these supplements that we are taking? Does it just make it almost obsolete, or?
Well, basically, okay, well, what happens is when you eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats, or even grain that have heavy bran, like brown rice and stuff like that, you get what's called phytates. And there's a chapter 11 in the book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, which covers phytates. It goes into all the terrible things phytates do. It binds onto nutrients and prevents them from being absorbed. So you don't want to be eating grains when you're taking your supplements. It just doesn't go well together because they form phytate combinations, which goes out the other end. Okay? So let's answer the question. We only have moments. Shar, this is a Shar thing. Ankylosing spondylitis is kind of like arthritis of the vertebrae, and they all kind of weld together because the bone spurs and one touching the bone spurs and the other, and they're grafted together. What would you do for chronic arthritis of the backbone? 150-pound guy.
2 healthy bone and joint packs, and obviously she already knows a gluten-free diet.
Yep, exactly. None of the bad stuff. Gluten-free, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils. And then, as Shar said, I'd give him 2 healthy bone and joint packs. And I would also throw in for anti-inflammatory stuff. What would you do systemically for anti-inflammatory stuff, Shar? You get 2 jars of the CM cream with the 2 healthy bone and joint packs, so you can topically put that on his back. What would you do orally for global anti-inflammatory stuff?
Global anti-inflammatory?
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. The first 2 letters are CM.
Oh, the CM capsules.
Yeah, the CM Plus capsules, exactly. I'd go ahead and give him 3 of those 3 times a day to begin with. You're going to go through 3 bottles a month for maybe a month or 2. As soon as all the pain is really under control, he doesn't have any more discomfort, then, which might take a month or a month and a half, because you've got a welded chain kind of situation here, it makes it difficult or at least uncomfortable to bend forward, bend backwards, twist right and left. And the goal here is to re-architecture by maintaining and supporting and promoting maintenance repair of the disc between the vertebrae, the cartilage between the vertebrae, and Shar hit the nail on the head with the 2 basic healthy bone and joint pack. And for this global anti-inflammatory stuff, the CM Plus capsules, I'd start him out with 9 a day, and after getting everything under control, drop it down to 6 a day. That'd be 3 twice a day. And see if you can't move this thing along faster by giving them this global anti-inflammatory stuff with the CM Plus capsule. The more I use them, the more I really like them. Really, really good things. Wouldn't hurt to throw in the immortalium, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month, to get the stem cells going to help re-architecture the disc in between the vertebrae. And give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know his comfort level and his range of motion level. Well, thank you, everybody. Good testimonies today. Great questions. Thank you so much, Shar, as usual. Great job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job, as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.